I'm a dopamine addict, can't break the habit, runs in my head. Psychosomatic, stare in the mirror, hide in the attic, cry in my bed. I'm a dopamine addict, and I feel like I'm out of touch. Keep thinking I need that crutch, keep thinking I need that rush. I just can't break the habit, can't break the habit, runs in my head. Dopamine addict.
That's I really love your voice.
Oh, stop that. Stop that.
Okay.
Gimana ya cerita ini? Dia itu panas, terbangga ya.
So first of all, congratulations on your new album.
Thank you.
So talking about your new album, Uncommentary, what was the inspiration behind this album?
The inspiration behind this record was the title of the album means like my uncommon commentary. So I try to fuse two words together, and the inspiration, I don't know what fees means. I don't know why I said I try to fuse two words together. It's not even a word. I try to fuse two words together, and it is my sort of commentary, my reflection on a lot of the feelings and emotions that I had that were that arose in me as a result of the onset of the pandemic. So the lockdown and some of those things are, regular reflections on things that I might have felt had the lockdown not happened, but a lot of it was provoked by the lockdown. So yeah, that's what the album is about. And some of the struggles and the emotions that I encountered.
Mm-hmm. Also, can you tell me the creative process behind this album, like from how long it took, the challenges during the process, etc.?
Yeah, so I wrote this album over the course of about 2 months, and it's like the shortest period of time I've ever made a record in, which is interesting for me. And the creative process was different from one that I had ever engaged in, because it was all virtual, the collaboration that I did, because none of the studios were open. Obviously, everybody was stuck in their house. But also, it in a way, it gave me a freedom that I didn't feel like I had for my last project, because I wasn't touring, and I didn't have any promo really to do or anything like that. So I was just kind of in my house. And the first sort of 6 or 7 months, I just didn't do anything, because I didn't feel inspired. And then nobody asked me to make this record. I kind of just felt like, okay, well, I should start writing. And I had some things that I wanted to say that were on my chest. And so I used this album for me is like a journal entry. And it was very cathartic for me. I felt like a big release when I got these thoughts down on paper and ultimately recorded.
Ooh. And how many songs will there be in this album?
I think there's 13.
13, and including the previously released The Way You Felt, Older, and Shadow of Mine.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. And Alec, has the pandemic changed the way you make music, or has it always been the same way?
Well, I don't think it's changed the way that I make music, but it definitely... Did it change the way that I make music? Well, it forced me to write. Yeah, I mean, it changed the way that I collaborate with people in a lot of ways. It made me realize that, like, you don't necessarily have to be in the same room as somebody else to collaborate with them. So I think that, like, the process that I used to write songs was the same, but it definitely, like, the creative process has changed for me, just because, like, I've been going to studios a lot less, and saved me a lot of time in the car, so that's been nice. But and it also changed. It didn't change the things that I write about, but it gave me the freedom to talk about a lot of the things that I wanted to talk about. And so I don't ultimately think that it's changed, like, my style of writing, but there have definitely been new amendments made to the way in which I collaborate with other people.
Okay. So is there any implied message from this album you want to share to your listeners?
I'm not sure that there's, like, one sort of like, I mean, there's a theme that binds the entire thing together, but there's a lot of different messages, I think. But I think ultimately, like, the overarching theme is to just ask questions, and to sort of delve into the nuance of every individual situation, because there were a lot of things that were said. The world was very polarized.
Yeah.
And I think as a result of that, things got very tribal, and people made a lot of generalizations about everything that was going on. Everyone took a side, and I think that the album is about my individual perspective on what was going on, and I think it's important for everybody to realize that every person is unique, and that every situation is nuanced, and so it's just sort of like to ask questions and investigate a little bit more, and that this album is just sort of me asking questions. Yeah, I think that's sort of like the overarching theme, if that makes sense.
Cool. So, Alec, who inspired you to pursue career in music and made you the singer-songwriter you are?
I think ultimately my parents would be the people that inspired me to pursue my dream, my passion, and to make music. And I think it's been a lot of different, influences along the way, a lot of different music that I've discovered. But I would have to say it'd be my parents.
Okay. And what has been a highlight for you in your career thus far?
Biggest highlight for me is knowing that I still have a career after the pandemic, and like this interview right now, and getting to do the things that I maybe didn't appreciate in the way that I should have before the pandemic, and it gave me a new appreciation for how lucky I am to have the opportunities that I have. So I think the highlights are yet to come, but they're starting right now.
Now, but last but not least, Alec Benjamin, is there any fun fact maybe most of your fans don't know about, and would you like to share it?
I'm wearing sweatpants right now.
You're what?
I'm wearing sweatpants. They probably didn't know that. Now they know.
Oh my
You
god.
probably said I'm not wearing pants right now. No, I am.
Alec, can you sing a bit of one of your song in this album?
Sure, this is a new one. For Dopamine Addict goes, I'm a dopamine addict, can't break the habit, runs in my head. Psychosomatic, stare in the mirror, hide in the attic, cry in my bed. I'm a dopamine addict, and I feel like I'm out of touch. Keep thinking I need that crutch, keep thinking I need that rush. I just can't break the habit, runs in my head. Dopamine addict. That's
I really love your voice.
Oh, stop that. Stop that.
Oh, okay. By the way, I'm kind of curious. Alec, what do you know about Indonesia?
What do I know?
Can you tell me a thing or two about Indonesia?
Well, to be honest, I am actually fairly familiar with the Indo-Pacific region and all of that stuff, but all of the things that I'm aware of are things that I have read in geopolitical publications, and none of them are of any interest to the conversation that we're having right now. So I would turn that question back to you and say, could you tell me some things that I should know about Indonesia? Because the things that I'm talking about are not like, I would love to know like more cultural things or things about the cuisine, whereas I'm very familiar with the geopolitics of the region, but I don't feel it like they're important to talk about right now.
Okay. Yeah. So well, as we know that Indonesia we have many islands, and the culture, and we have many languages and stuff. I think you should visit Indonesia, then you will know.
What's your favorite island? What's your favorite island?
My favorite island. So since I came from two different islands, like my parents, so it's Sumatra and Java.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think those are my favorite, but also Bali.
Oh cool. Yeah, I'm familiar with Bali and Sumatra, but I haven't heard of the other one. So cool. Now that's something that I know. There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, Alec, thank you so much for your time, and it was really nice talking to you. And I really
great talking to you. Thank you for your time.
Stay healthy, Alec.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Terima kasih sudah menonton video ini. Jangan lupa subscribe dan aktifkan lonceng notifikasi supaya kamu nggak ketinggalan video terbaru dari Grid.